11 got underway much like the last several Lone Star series. A lot of Ranger runs in another Rangers victory. Tonight's game, 2, brings C.J. Wilson to the mound to face the struggling Houston Astros as the battle for the boot continues. Next on Fox Sports Southwest. Night tonight at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Not much wind, no jet stream at the moment, as the Rangers prepare to play Game 2 of this 3-game series, the Lone Star Series against the Houston Astros. And welcome, Dave Barnett, along with Tom Grieve. This season began with C.J. Wilson, an unquestioned #1 starter for the Rangers. He goes tonight, and he, for the most part, has more than lived up to that billing.
No doubt about it, Dave, and I think the last start against the Yankees is one of the best examples all season long. The Rangers had been beaten the first 2 games at Yankee Stadium, in both games 12-4. The bullpen was pretty much fried. CJ had to pitch deep into the game, and he did. He gave the team a chance to win. It ended up as a no decision, but he pitched 8 innings. But to get through 8 innings, he had to throw 129 pitches. He struck out 10, had maybe his best slider of the year, kept the ball down, and against a team that had just scored 24 runs the previous 2 days, he held them to 2 in 8 innings.
CJ matched up against a 20-year-old rookie, Jordan Lyles, for the Astros, and tonight, the Rangers trying to set a new record to put into the Guinness Book of World Records. And we'll tell you about why the future is so bright we got to wear shades, as well as come up with the starting lineup of the first pitch from Rangers Ballpark is next. Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Jack in the Box. Get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich now. By Citibank. And by Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Good crowd on hand. Still many coming in for Game 2 of this 3-game series matching the Rangers and the Astros. And let's check in down below with Emily Jones.
Well, you talked about the crowds here, Dave, and the attendance numbers up here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. The Rangers with the 4th best record in the major leagues at home and the 5th best highest attendance in the majors.
We all feel comfortable here. It's great. We love being in front of our home crowd, and we're going to try to win every game that we possibly can at home. We definitely want to use it to our advantage.
Ian Kinsler with tonight's Geico quote of the game. I'm pretty sure best and highest don't go together, but guys, you get the drift. The Rangers happy to be playing in front of full ballparks these days.
Yes, and especially those here at home after playing 17 of 20 on the road. 95 degrees in Arlington for Game 2 of this 3-game series. And Jason Bourgeois leading things off for the Astros with a .345 batting average. And against left-handed pitchers, an even .400.
Well, Dave, I was down around the cage during batting practice, and it was really hot. And I asked several of the people around the cage, is it hotter here today than it was in Atlanta? And they looked at me like I was crazy and said it wasn't even close to being as hot here as it was in Atlanta that Sunday day game.
Oh, yeah. With the heat, with way more humidity than anybody's dealing with tonight, absolutely. Astros batting order. Just saw Bourgeois fly out to Hamilton. Michael Bourne next, and Keppinger, veteran Lee, Michaels, Chris Johnson at third, Brett Wallace, up-and-coming Astros star, they think at first, veteran Clint Farmas at short, and Carlos Soperon batting ninth at catcher. And strike one to Michael Bourne.
15 starts for CJ, and they've gone well. Only 89 hits in 104 innings. He's 7th in the league with 93 strikeouts. Last 3 starts have gone very well. His ERA is under 2. He has 5 games where he struck out at least 10 batters this year.
That one is ripped toward the gap in right center field. Bourne heading for second, and the throw is not quite there in time. So chased down by Endy Chavez, but one of the fastest men in baseball, Michael Bourne, has himself a 1-out double.
Let's see what Bourne hits right here. A fastball on the inside part of the plate, maybe. And Bourne's a good leadoff hitter. His average is pretty solid. He's right around 280, walks a little bit, and he makes things happen when he's on the bases.
So immediately an opportunity to get ahead here for Jeff Keppinger. Having a terrific year so far, hitting .311. And among the Astros, he's the best against left-handed pitchers, .429 this year. And Wilson goes right after him with strike one. Keppinger bringing a season-best 8-game hitting streak into this one tonight. Veteran out of the University of Georgia. Picked in the 4th round in 2001. Wilson with the breaking ball a little bit outside. And 1 ball and 1 strike. This Silver Boot Series has belonged to the Rangers the last few years. This is the 11th renewal of the rivalry. The first 10, 7 have gone to the Rangers. Outside, 2 balls and a strike to Keppinger. And Houston, the last 2 years, just 1 win against 6 losses to Texas. Really reflecting where the franchises are at this point. 4, 5, 7, 8 years ago, the Astros were dominant. Keppinger grounds out with foul. But the franchise just has had a lot of things go against it, Tom, and now they will very soon welcome a new owner in Jim Crane. And we'll see what his philosophy may be.
Well, the one thing that the Astros need to do is they need to develop a couple of players like Bagwell and Biggio that can play there for 15 or 16 years and be all-star caliber players. That pretty much was the backbone and the heart of all those good Astro teams for a long, long time. And it's tough to replace those two guys when they leave.
This is about as long as you'll ever see C.J. Wilson holding the ball here. Amazing Keppinger didn't decide to step out on him. And he drives one to right center field, in there for a base hit. The throw is cut off, and Michael Bourne comes home to give the Astros a 1-0 lead. RBI number 10 for Jeff Keppinger.
Keppinger is a guy, he's going to make some contact. Drops this one in front of Cruz in right field. Semi-line drive, semi-blooper, but he found some open space out there. No one's going to throw Bourne out on that play. He scores easily.
So an early lead for the Houston Astros. Not often have they been in this position this year. Here's Carlos Lee DHing and looking at strike one at the knees. The veteran who yesterday turned 35 out of Agua Dulce, Panama. 4 for a lifetime against C.J. Wilson. Well placed there. Or maybe a counter. No balls and 2 strikes. Lee, of course, a former Ranger. They got him from Milwaukee. 2006. The next year he became an Astro. It cost the Astros $100 million over 6 years to sign Carlos away. Largest contract in Astros franchise history. Just off the plate there. There's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rangers sending Kevin Mitch, Lance Nix, Francisco Cordero, and Julian Cordero for Lee, and a throw in that deal, Nelson Cruz. That's worked out okay. And a second straight full count now. A lot of people in the Brewer organization cringed when the only way to make that deal was to include Nelly Cruz, and they turned out to be right.
Yeah, the reason the Rangers wanted Nelly Cruz in that trade was they anticipated they might lose Carlos Lee as a free agent. So to make it work, they had to have someone that was going to be there. Turned out Nelly Cruz was a better player than Carlos Lee. Not immediately, but right now.
Yeah, Lee, at this point in his career, would be much better suited as a full-time DH. Now for a couple of weeks in the middle of the season, he gets to play what it will amount to full-time DH. And he drives that one down the left field line and just foul, hooked by about 3 feet from becoming, in all likelihood, an RBI double. He's hit a couple of shots this at bat. Hard hit, but way out in front to pull it foul. And it remains 3-2. Very close here. Little too much hook on it. This will be pitch number 20 in the first inning for Wilson. Only 1 out to show for the first 19 pitches.
Oh, they're making him work.
This 3-2 pitch is popped up foul, and it will go out of play. Moreland came over for a look. Inning opened very simply with Jason Bourgeois flying out to Hamilton at left, and Bourne with the double. Keppinger singled him home. And a marathon at bat here for Carlos Lee will continue. Another pop up on the right side. This one looking possibly playable, and it is. Mitch Moreland reaching over the wall for out number 2.
Yep, CJ kept throwing him strikes. He kept popping them up. Fans allowed Mitch to catch that ball. Rangers get their second out. One thing that helped, there's no one sitting in the front row right there. That was a good break for the Rangers.
Yeah, it really was right on top of that wall, but Mitch had plenty of room to navigate.
Everybody reaching was in the second row.
So with 2 outs, Keppinger still at first, and here's Jason Michael, who looks at strike 1. Michael's hitting .210 for the year, but 4 for 9 against CJ. And this year hitting .303 against left-handed pitchers. Big looping curve for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wilson as a starter these last 2 years is undefeated in the month of June. Ground ball right to Andrews. That will end the Houston first. They get a run on 2 hits. 1 man left, and the Rangers coming to bat in Arlington. First at bat. And the Southwest Airlines starting lineup tonight for Ron Washington. Ian Kinsler leading off again, followed by Andrews, Hamilton, Beltre, Young, Cruz, Moreland hitting number 7 with Teagarden catching, and Endy Chavez in center field. Batting 9th against 20-year-old rookie Jordan Lyles.
Well, he's the youngest player in baseball at 20 years old. Supplemental pick in the 2008 draft. 38th pick in the draft. He got to the big leagues quickly. He's a high school player from South Carolina. He's had 4 starts this year, only 4 walks in 23 innings. That's very good for a 20-year-old pitching in the big leagues for the first time. A nice record at Oklahoma City, their AAA team. And he's a good athlete in high school. In addition to baseball, he's a terrific football player. And he must have pretty good makeup to have zipped through the minor leagues and give the Astros enough confidence to allow him to pitch in the big leagues at age 20.
Well, it jumps out ahead of Ian Kinsler, 0-2. Ian coming in at .235, and one of a number of Rangers who have feasted on National League pitching staffs, and in particular this Houston staff. Works the count to 2-2. And Lyles missing to run the count full. Lyles a quick worker. And this one sharply hit, handled on one hop by the shortstop Barnes for the out. Defensively, the Astros at the bottom of the National League with Michaels, Bourne, and Bourgeois the outfield, Johnson, Barmes, Keppinger, Wallace the infield. With Corcoran behind the plate. 60 errors, the most in the major leagues. So Lyles recording the ground out by Kinsler to begin this game. And here's Elvis stepping in at 279 for the year. And had a notion, but takes strike one. Elvis hoping to extend a 7-game hitting streak. And that one just in there. Mark Ripperger is the home plate umpire for this crew. Tim Timmons at first. Jeff Kellogg at second, and Eric Cooper is at third.
Well, watching the first 30 pitches of the game, it looks like Mark Ripperger is not afraid to call a strike. He's called a couple of high strikes, one on Bourne, one on Elvis. That's a good thing. And I say high strikes, not high out of the strike zone pitches.
Oh, and he gets Elvis on a pitch he really wishes he had that check swing back. There's the second out.
Oh, and again, watching him pitch for the first time, looks like he's got about an average fastball. And again, after only 30 pitches, looks like the slider might be his best pitch. That's the one he gets Elvis to swing at right there. It's probably not an easy assignment the first time you face a pitcher when you haven't seen his breaking ball. Ian was able to lay off a couple of close sliders to work the count to 3-2.
Well, here is Hamilton, and again Lyles starting with strike one. That one just outside 1-1. Josh, 2 for his last 12 over the last 3 games, just 2 hits in Atlanta. And that following, of course, the 24-game interleague hitting streak, which matched the 4th longest all time. But Josh held hitless the last 2 games over the weekend by the Brave staff. Another 59-foot breaking ball by Lyles. Hamilton taking, and it's 2-2.
Oh, he's got 2 breaking balls, a slider, and that last pitch was a curveball. That's a good, sharp breaking curveball. Didn't throw it for a strike, but looks for a kid age 20 that off-speed pitches.
Roller on the right side, and Keppinger, even with a headlong dive, not able to get a glove on that one. And the Rangers have their first hit against Lyles.
Looks like the off-speed pitches are the reason he's in the big leagues at age 20. I think a lot of times when a kid gets to the big leagues and is the youngest player in the big leagues pitching at age 20, you would probably expect to see a 96 or 97 mile an hour fastball. But there's a lot of ways to get big league hitters out, not just with velocity. Looks like this kid's got a good assortment of off-speed pitches.
So here's Beltre. He takes outside for a ball. 12 homers, 53 runs batted in. And he's got a hitting streak. Modest one at 5. He is 7 for 22 in that span. Rolls this one off the end of his bat. Out to Keppinger. That'll do it for the Ranger first inning. Just a 2-out single by Hamilton. And we're through 1. It's the Astros 1 and the Rangers nothing. Jim Knox.
Thank you, Dave. Ranger fans ready for 2 in a row against those Stros, huh? Yes! There we go. They're fired up. Also, in the 14th year of breaking barriers in sports and life is a baseball-themed program that gives kids strategy to overcome obstacles. The curriculum is based on the values by the late, great Jackie Robinson, breaking down barriers in baseball. Michael Johnson, a 5th grader from St. Philip's Middle School, won the essay contest presented by Sharon Robinson. Also, Ron Washington went out there and congratulated Michael Johnson on that. To find out more what Major League Baseball does to honor Jackie Robinson, log on to MLB.com, MLB.com. Dave?
All right, Noxie. Something you could find at every Major League park, the retired number 42. And Chris Johnson sends one off the sprawling Adrian Beltre to begin the top half of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, that ball took a hop. It looked like Adrian was right in position to make that play. It was a hard hit ball. It just bounced right straight over him.
Will go as a base hit.
I don't know what happened on that ball. It just took a huge hop. Looked like a fairly routine ball. Just Adrian wasn't expecting that last hop.
So Johnson aboard to begin the 2nd. Here is Brett Wallace, and he goes right after the first pitch, skies it into the corner. Hamilton chases it all the way to the base of the foul pole.
Ball carried pretty well. You have to hit it tonight. There is no wind. There's no jet stream effect, at least right now. Flags are straight down. Basically no wind tonight. And when you see a ball hit to the track like that, hit it pretty well. No help from the wind.
Boy, and the wind on a 95-degree night would be very welcome to everybody in this ballpark. But Tom, kind of night where the hitters will really have to earn everything they drive deep. At least as it stands now.
Well, we showed 5 home runs the Rangers have hit this year that went over 440 feet. So with or without wind, these guys can hit them a long way. So if they hit them, they'll go. The other thing you won't see is a real high fly ball be knocked back by the wind. Sometimes when it gets up above that jet stream, the wind will knock it down. That won't happen either.
See the flags over center field, not moving at all. A little bit higher up above the video screen on top of the wall. There's a little bit of breeze there. Nothing like usual conditions here. And that one misses low. Wilson behind Barmes. 3 balls and no strikes. And look at that. Astros shortstops last year combining for 2 home runs. Barmes already with 3. Long-time Colorado Rocky out of Indiana State, and taking all the way 3-1.
That's a good test for CJ today, pitching on his regular rest after 129 pitches in New York. Pressure-packed pitches in a close game too. Every pitch meant something. All those hitters for the Yankees were hot, swinging the bats well. He went right through that lineup through 8 innings and only gave up a couple of runs and struck out 10, but it took him 129 pitches to do it. If one guy you wouldn't have to worry about a carryover effect, it would be a guy like CJ, who's 30 years old and incredibly well conditioned.
Wilson has come back to fill the count. This time Beltre handles an even harder shot and starts a 5-4-3 double play. Wow. That's about all you can say about the remarkable glove at third of Adrian Beltre. A wicked one hopper, but it ends the top half of the 2nd. month. Look for the Dannon displays at your local Albertsons to enter for a chance to beat Rangers shortstop Elvis Andrus, receive an authentic Rangers jersey signed by Elvis, and watch a Rangers game with 3 of your friends right behind home plate. Enter at Albertsons during the month of June. Strike one to Michael Young, leading off the bottom half of the second inning. And again with an average of 307. That one is well hit to right field. Back is Bourgeois. It's gone. Number 4 for Michael Young.
Well, the best part about that home run, Dave, no jet stream. Almost every home run that's hit to right field with the jet stream, we would give credit to the jet stream. And tonight, all the credit goes to Michael Young. He hit that ball out of the ballpark on his own, which is not a shock. He can do that. But we don't have to talk about the jet stream being an aid to a ball hit to right field. Got that one up and drove it right out of the park.
So here's Cruz taking strike one in a 1-1 ball game.
Looked like a high fastball, too.
Just a little bit above the belt.
One of the better high fastball hitters in the league is Michael Young. He showed why right there.
Cruz bouncing out to Barbas for the first out of the second. Number 4 of the year for Michael. And maybe if the pitch isn't elevated as high as it was, it would have been a more typical opposite field line drive for a base hit, perhaps a double. But as high as that came in, didn't necessarily have to try specifically to hit it out. Miles doing him a favor there. And with one out, here's Mitch Moreland. Pitch the last couple of days dropping down below 300. He's gone back and forth. And in and out of the top 10 in the American League in batting average this year. Last night, a 455-foot home run, the second longest here at the ballpark this year. 8th longest all time at Rangers ballpark. And he fouls off the 1-1 pitch from Jordan Lyles. Tonight's Ford leaderboard, the longest home runs this season. And at the top of the list, Prince Fielder, 486 feet. In the middle, 472 by Mitch Moreland. Absolute no doubter. Here's an opposite field fly ball. Not very deep, though, for Michaels. And there's the second out of the second inning.
I passed by Mitch during batting practice, and I said, "Did you get all that one, Mitch?" And he didn't even look. He just kind of kept walking. He said, "No, I hit it a little bit toward the end of the bat." And then he took about 2 more steps and turned around. And he was smiling, which was his way of saying, "Yep, I got all that one."
Now, the reason that there are 2 different versions of the length, what the people at the ballpark come up with, often different from HitTrackerOnline.com. And first ball hitting, Taylor Teagarden sends a base hit right through the middle. Taylor getting a couple of starts here as Yorvi Torrealba continues to try and replenish himself after having to leave one of the afternoon games at Atlanta, showing some signs of dehydration. So that means opportunity time for Taylor Teagarden. He's aboard with 2 outs for Andy Chavez. And Andy, after his blazing start, after being called up, 2 for his last 19 now over his last 7 games. He was hitting .429, now just a mere .338. Brought up from Round Rock 5 weeks ago. Little dribbler. And Lyles handles it to end the Rangers' second inning. But Michael Young with his leadoff homer here in the second makes this a 1-1 ball game. Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance, where 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT&T, Rethink Possible. A 1-1 ball game as we head to the third inning here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. First of a 3-game series. The 11th renewal of the Lone Star Series. And for C.J. Wilson in the third, he starts with the number 9 hitting catcher, Carlos Corporon, who takes a strike. Corporon signed as a minor league free agent before the year. Brought up from AAA Oklahoma City. Now the Astros AAA franchise after the Rangers shifted theirs to Round Rock. And disposing of him on 3 pitches, CJ gets his first strikeout.
CJ had a really good slider against the Yankees. Which was more like his curveball, but great location with it. Down, bottom part of the strike zone. Looks like it's low, but that's where the catcher caught it. It was higher than that, where it went over home plate. That's where the Fox Tracks is. Another good curveball by CJ.
Nothing but strikes so far in the inning. First time up, Bourgeois flight out to Hamilton at left. And they're finally one missing the strike zone, a ball and a strike. Bourgeois, then Michael Bourne in the top half of the third.
In CJ's year last year, he led the league in walks. He averaged a little over 4 walks per 9 innings. He's had a little over 3 walks per 9 innings this year. He's cut his walks by just about 25. Big increase.
This one well hit. Hamilton has to take it off the wall. And Jason Bourgeois has a 1-out double.
Well, he hit the ball to the warning track the first time up. He got out in front of an off-speed pitch. That time he jumped on one and drove it off the wall in left field. Hasn't hit a home run yet. That might have been his best pull, but he hit it pretty well. Short swing.
Center fielder Michael Bourne.
Start to his season, hitting about 345, 350 now.
Hamilton thinking right until that he might have a shot at the catch. Then he knew he had to play the carom, and he got that back end as fast as any left fielder could. So Bourgeois scoring position with one out, and here is Bourne, who takes outside. Bourne doubled with one out in the first inning. And the next batter, Jeff Keppinger, singled him home. That's how the Astros got their run. Beltre at third, playing right on the edge of the grass. Andrews just a few steps off of second base there, expecting Bourne to pull it. If it's on the ground, and he shoots one through the opposite field. Here comes Bourgeois. He scores, and Bourne has his second double of the night. It's 2-1 Astros. Michael Bourne, not the kind of hitter you expect to be chasing down extra base hits against. More of a singles type hitter, but he drives this one extremely well opposite field.
Yeah, and really the two balls he's hit have been singles. They've just been hit between the outfielder. That looks like a base hit to left field, and it is for a lot of guys. But he turns a lot of singles into doubles, especially if he hits it between the outfielders. What is a single for one is a double for him.
The RBI, his 24th of the year. Back-to-back one-out doubles here in the third, bringing up Keppinger, who picked up his 10th RBI of the year. In the Astros first, they lead it 2-1. And ball one to Keppinger. The one thing that the Astros have done well this year offensively is they have handled left-handed starting pitchers. They're 12-10 against lefties. And for a team that's 20 games under 500 against right-handed starters, it's 15 wins against 37 losses. They've got the type of lineup that so far this year at least has produced some good matchups. Here goes Bourne. The throw by Teagarden bounces. And Michael Bourne easily stealing third, his 31st stolen base of the year, the most in the major league.
Well, CJ has a little bit of a problem holding runners. He's given up a number of stolen bases this year. A little slow to the plate. He has a high leg kick. And Bourne took advantage of it then. Gave Teagarden no chance to throw him out at third base. Beltre is just trying to make sure that ball doesn't get by him.
Now a margin of 5 in the stolen base race for Bourne in the National League. So the infield playing in here. And Keppinger goes after the first pitch, drives that one in the gap. Bourne comes home. Keppinger will stop after a big turn at first base, settling for his second straight RBI single, and it's 3-1.
And you can see what we're talking about with Bourne. There's a ball hit similar to the one that Bourne hit, in between left field and center field. If Bourne had hit that ball, he'd been standing up at second base with a double.
And Wilson, after striking out Corcoran to begin this inning, giving up 3 straight base hits, 2 of them doubles. A stolen base for Bourne, but he realized there was no attention being paid to Al Keppinger. And he is coming off 129 pitches in his last start at Yankee Stadium. Only Lincecum, Verlander, and Halladay have thrown more this year. But Tom, I think as you said, he always will tell you that this is why he works out so hard in the offseason. This throw in time to get Keppinger.
I'm sure the Astros are aware that CJ's been relatively easy to run on this year, and that's part of their game plan. But he delivered that ball in plenty of time for Teagarden to have a shot. But that's a Taylor with a strong, accurate throw.
So bases empty, 2 outs now for Carlos Lee, who fouled out to Moreland in the first. Wilson's 1-1 pitch. His line just off the top of the glove of Adrian Beltre into the corner. A hard hit single by Carlos Lee. 4 straight Astro hits now against Wilson. And the third continues now for Jason Michaels. That ball looking off the bat as if it might be playable. Just within inches. Michaels going after the first pitch. It isn't ended the first inning, but grounding into a fielder's choice. And the attempt at a backdoor breaking ball misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michaels, a career part-timer, really. This is 12th start of the year. Always been a good hitter against lefties. 284 lifetime average, 303 this year. So in there again tonight for Brad Mills. And waiting for the 1-2 pitch from Wilson. 20th pitch of the evening is inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. CJ threw only 9 pitches in the second, despite a leadoff single by Johnson and a full count to Barmes. Barmes hit that shot to Beltre to start the inning ending. 5-4-3 double play. And the inside, a full count. And with 2 outs, Carlos Lee will be off with the pitch from first base. 3 runs on 7 hits already against Wilson. 2 of the first, 1 of the second, 4 straight here in the third. And he strikes out Jason Michaels to end the inning. But the Astros get 2 runs on those 4 base hits. 1 man left. 3-1 Houston. Week, and you're invited to join Rangers captain and the 6 shooters for a watching party at Texan Station at the Gaylord Texan Grapevine. Next Thursday, wear your Rangers gear to receive 10% off food purchases. Plus, enjoy treat specials and prize giveaways. Great way to watch Ranger baseball. Bottom of the third, top of the order, Ian Kinsler. He began the game by grounding to short. And the Rangers with a 2-run deficit now against the 20-year-old rookie Jordan Lyles. Up the middle, base hit for Kinsler.
Second hard hit ball for Ian. He had a shot to shortstop his first time up. Two well hit balls on the ground.
I will bring up Elvis Andrews, who struck out against Lyles back in the first inning. Lyles at age 20, the last Astro starter to debut who was younger than Jordan Lyles. You have to go back to September 22nd, 1964. Larry Dierker started on his 18th birthday.
Wow.
Last younger Astro to play in the major leagues, 1970, 19-year-old Cesar Cedeno. So Lyles, just by virtue of being here already in the fairly elite companies, Astros franchise history goes.
I was playing in Denver the year Cedeno got called up, and he went 3 for 4 against us every day in a 3 or 4 game series. And you knew what kind of a big league player he had a chance to be. And a little shortly after that, he was called to the big leagues. He could do it all. He could run, he could throw. He was a great outfielder. He had power. Played with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy.
He put together some years in his early 20s where he would hit 320 or so, 20 plus homers, well over 100 RBIs, and steal 50 bases.
Yeah, he had power and he could run.
There's just not a player around today who can do all of those. Maybe the average homers, RBIs, but not the 50 stolen bases. And spectacular Gold Glove caliber defense he provided in center field as well. Lyles unable to make a play, and in time for the out. Barmas does.
Risky little play right there. Easy to get one out, a little tougher to get that out at second base, but they got the lead runner. Pretty nice play. You don't get him, there's 2 men on and nobody out. But Barmas had a pretty good feel that he could get him. Nice curveball. Nice play, close play.
Like a little ballet out there at second base. Barmas to Keppinger, so here is Hamilton. Josh singled his first time up. Josh making his 38th start of the year. In left field for the vast majority of those. He takes the breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rangers here after winning 2 of 3 in Atlanta, their first series victory since the 4-game sweep in Cleveland a couple of weeks ago. And back home against an Astro team that basically is already in the tryout mode. A lot of young players already brought up. There will no doubt be more. Having some key injuries. Line shot and out to second base. Keppinger seeing Andrews frozen about 30 feet off the bag, and that double play ends the Rangers. As we move to the top half of the fourth inning, game one and the renewal for the 11th time, the Lone Star Series. Dave Barnett along with Tom Grieve. We're joined by Rangers president and CEO Nolan Ryan. And Nolan, first of all, just curious about your state of the team. Where do you think the Rangers are after that long stretch of 17 out of 20 away from home?
Well, Dave, I really feel like that when you look at a stretch like that, and rule of thumb is if you play 500 baseball on the road like that, then you have to feel pretty good about it. And obviously, coming back playing 500, that I was happy with that, but I wasn't pleased with some of the things I saw. And so, you know, we'd like to play more consistent baseball and see our bullpen be a little more consistent.
No, look, one of the topics in the sports pages the last few days has been realignment and interleague play. Do you have any thoughts on those subjects?
Well, you know, if the Astros were to move into the American League, you know, and it would give us an opportunity to have a team that we wouldn't have to have as much travel with and play in the same time zone, and so I think those are pluses. You know, I can't picture us not having divisions, so I really don't know. I haven't heard much discussion about that. There just seems to be some speculation right now.
The 0-2 pitch to Chris Johnson popped up out into fairly shallow right field, and Cruz handles it. First out of the fourth inning. No, this was roughly the time last year when the ball club really took off. The schedule turned in their favor and ran off a 21-6 month of June. Now the schedule finally, Rangers will make up all those games they have played on the road. What are your expectations now for these next 3 weeks with only 3 road games, and even there in the state of Texas?
Well, I think it's obviously an opportunity for us to make up some of the ground that we lost as far as our one-loss record is concerned. We're healthier now than we've been just about any time this year, so I'm excited about that, and I just like to see our starting pitching pitch us late into the game and give us opportunity to win some of these ball games, because the schedule definitely is turned for us, and so I'd like to see us take advantage of that.
C.J. Wilson up 0-2 on Brett Wallace.
Derek Holland is one of the young pitchers in the rotation. Nolan, when you talk about pitching deep into a ball game, he gave the team a shot last night. Were you happy with the way he was throwing the ball late in the game last night?
Well, he helped us a lot because he was able to hang in there. He wasn't extremely sharp, and he made some pitches in the strike zone that weren't quality pitches, but he battled them, and with the lead that we had, he went at them, and that's what you hope out of your starter. And then for him to be able to pitch us as far into the game as he did, I was very pleased with that.
Called strike 3. Out number 2 here in the fourth. And the third strikeout for C.J. Wilson will bring up Clint Barmas now.
Oh, we've been talking about Mark Ripperger, the home plate umpire. I would say if you're a pitcher, you'd be pleased with the strike zone. If you're a hitter, you might be a little disappointed, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No, as long as they're consistent. That's what you asked of them, is just be consistent, and then both the hitters and the pitcher knows they have pretty much an expectation of what he's calling and what he isn't. Where it really gets you in trouble is if that strike zone changes during the course of the game.
Nolan, I won't ask you for any names, but was there ever an umpire or two that when you saw they were behind home plate for one of your games, you went, uh-oh, might be a tough game?
Yeah, there were several of those, but when Durwood Merrill was back there, I got pretty excited.
That's when you called your friend and say, come out, you might want to watch this.
This might be a good night.
Nolan, your friend there to your left looks awfully familiar. I know I've seen him somewhere.
Well, he was incognito. He has his blue sunglasses, and can you put those sunglasses on?
Whoa.
I'll tell you what, they're going to be all over, and tomorrow that's going to be the new style. I don't know where he got those.
High fly ball out to center field. And that'll do it. And Nolan, as always, we appreciate your time. Great visit.
Well, thank you. That was a good inning for CJ. He needed that.
Please send us our best to the guy next to you there.
All right, and he'll get you some sunglasses.
All right, I appreciate that.
Right. 3 up and 3 down in the 4th inning. It's 3-1 Houston. AT&T trivia question tonight. Who are the only 2 pitchers to throw a complete game shutout in the Lone Star Series? Which began in 2001. This is the 11th year of the battle for the Silver Boot. 2 pitchers with complete game shutouts.
I know one of them. It was in this ballpark at a time when the bullpen had nothing in it for that game, and he not only saved the bullpen, he went 9 innings and did it all by himself.
Beltre rolls out to Barbas on the first pitch of the bottom of the 4th inning. Miles throwing only 10 pitches in the 3rd, which ended on the line drive double play ball off the bat of Josh Hamilton. So with 1 out, here's Michael Young, who drove an 0-1 pitch for an opposite field home run, his 4th of the year. And that briefly tied the game at 1-1, but the Astros came back and got the lead with 2 runs on 4 hits, all consecutive from the top of the 3rd. And 20-year-old Jordan Lyles looks like he's been a major leaguer for the last 5 or 6 years. He has just an extraordinary calm and poise about him.
Yeah, he's not at all what I expected. I don't like to find out ahead of time what guys throw. And so you come in with an anticipation of what you're going to see with a 20-year-old in the big leagues. And this is not it. This is a polished young pitcher with an average fastball, a good curveball, a good slider, and a pretty good changeup. Pretty good idea how to pitch. And he looks like he can throw all his pitches for strikes. You don't expect to see that from a 20-year-old.
Well, Michael Young, his 2nd strikeout victim. And here's Nelly Cruz, who grounded to short his first time up.
I think you're more apt to see a 20-year-old with a mid-90s fastball, maybe a hard breaking ball that he has trouble throwing for strikes. Doesn't have the command. You talk about he'll develop that, but what a great arm. Generally, I think if you see a 20-year-old, that's correct. This kid really looks like a polished pitcher out there today. Less than 400 innings in the minor leagues coming into this season, which is unusual for a high school player. It's one thing if you're a college player and you've got the 3 years of college under your belt. Coming right out of high school. Pretty impressive so far.
1-2 pitch to Cruz, driven deep to left field and gone.
I got that so far in there just in time. Yeah, that was a breaking ball that Nelly waited on, and he centered that one.
Number 16 on the year for Cruz. He makes it a 3-2 game.
That same curveball get a lot of AAA hitters out, but it's not going to get Nelly out. It was down pretty well, but look at the look on the pitcher's face. He turned his head the minute that ball made contact with the bat. He knew it was going to be the result.
This one estimated at 385 feet.
That comes right back with a first pitch changeup for a strike to Mitch Moreland.
Cruz with reason to smile. A very streaky year. He comes out of one there for his 16th home run. Both Ranger runs on solo glass. The other by Michael in the second. And here's Moreland who fly to left. A big cut. One ball and 2 strikes. Another opposite field bid. But Michaels has it played just about perfectly. And that ends the Ranger 4th inning. A 2-out home run by Nelson Cruz makes it a 3-2 Astro lead. For tonight, the only 2 pitchers to throw a complete game shutout in the Lone Star Series. Brandon McCarthy back on May 24, 2009. Taylor Buchholz 3 years prior to that. 3-2. The Astros on top as C.J. Wilson moves into the 5th inning. He has allowed 3 runs on 7 base hits. He's recorded 3 strikeouts and has not walked a batter. 68 pitches through 4 for CJ. And the bottom of the order, the catcher Carlos Corporon to lead off the Houston 5th. He struck out his first trip. So far, the night going well for a couple of the teams that are chasing the Rangers in the American League West. Seattle leading at Washington 5-1. That game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rangers on top of the Mariners by just 1 game. And at Citi Field in New York, the A's lead the Mets 7-1. That in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th in Miami, the Marlins lead the Angels 3-1 in that ball game. And we welcome Steve Busby.
Hi, gentlemen.
How are you, Buzz?
How's everything? Same score over here that it was over in the other booth.
Isn't that remarkable how that works? 2 balls and 2 strikes. Buzz, I'm first interested in what you've seen out of the 20-year-old Jordan Lyles. What impresses you about him so far?
I think you better check his birth certificate again. The way he's pitching, he looks like he's 30 instead of 20. I'm very impressed. Very good compact motion. Has a great sense of how to change speeds, how to add and subtract, if you will, from especially on his fastball and his primary breaking ball. And his command has been almost impeccable. The curveball that he threw to Nelly Cruz, not many people hit that ball out of the ballpark. But no, it's very impressive.
Let's check in now with Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Dave. We had the Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express rolling town from Austin earlier this evening. And I tell you what, they are really excited to be here. Mike, what was that ride like?
Noxie, the ride-up was awesome. We want to thank Fox Sports West for bringing us here. Next time we need Tom Grieve on the bus.
That's a great idea. And everything but the comfort, all the comforts at home, everything but the kitchen sink. Good to have them out here. Appreciate it. Let's root those Rangers on for a victory. Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express coming to a city near you. Dave.
All right. 2 curveball strikes from Wilson to Bourgeois. After the strikeout of Corcoran, 6 in a row retired by CJ. 3 on strikeouts. He has 4 for the game. Bourgeois, the man who keyed the 2-run 3rd inning with a 1-out double. Bourne doubled him home. Keppinger singled Bourne home. And the next batter, Carlos Lee singled, and that has been it. CJ trying to kick save on that one. And the throw a little bit off the bag by Ian Kinsler.
So for the lineup, the Astros have a couple of guys that can make some contact and really run. Both of these guys are excellent base stealers. And if they hit the ball in the gap, it's a double. And if they hit the ball on the ground, they got a chance to beat it out.
CJ sticking that right leg out as far as he could. Hoping for a deflection. Kinsler getting off throw as fast as he could, but not fast enough to get Bourgeois. So 1 out, he's on. Double play depth in the infield for Michael Bourne. Was when you had shots up the middle, was your philosophy try and stop it no matter what body part you need? You ever had any kick saves?
No, I never. That was not part of my repertoire. I figured there were guys behind me that were much better equipped to handle balls than I was at that point. Now, that's not to say I didn't stick my bare hand out every once in a while. I did. Fortunately, I was not very good at it, so I never touched the ball. But anything in front of me, I was okay with. I could get off the mound reasonably fast, but anything hit hard up the middle, I was looking for cover.
What kind of night do you think this is so far for CJ?
Well, I think there's a little bit of holdover from his long outing against the Yankees, 129 pitches.
There goes Bourgeois. Teagarden's throw gets him. No, now safe. Elvis apparently not able to hang on to the ball after that tag.
Now the throw was on the shortstop side of the bag. Elvis had to come back and make the tag, but Teagarden got it down there quickly and with something on it in time to get the out. But as Elvis makes the tag, the ball comes out. Trying to catch the ball, reach around quickly, never really had hold of the ball very well.
And ball 2 to Bourne with Bourgeois now in scoring position.
He knew he had to catch it and make the tag quickly. Perfect shot at it right there. That's a tough error.
That is going down as E6.
If the umpire didn't call him out in the first place, it probably wouldn't have been an error.
Now balls to the strike to Bourne. And should he get on, and the Astros have the makings of perhaps another rally like the one they had in the third. That one as well, key by Bourgeois at the top of the order.
Well, the way Bourne's swinging the bat, you might be better off walking him.
Yeah, no
try to throw somebody out on the base paths.
A couple of good at bats against the lefty.
Bourne a double in the first, scored their first run. Kempinger singled at home, RBI doubled in the third. And a stolen base. Chopper here, and Ian, knowing that he had to get off that throw as fast as possible, gets no throw off. That is what speed can do to you. And you got the legs of a Michael Bourne.
You get a lot of extra base hits on balls hit like that. Ichiro gets a lot of hits like that. All you have to do is make some contact.
Well, results in the second straight Ranger error on Kinsler after the drop throw for the E6 on Andrews.
It's an error too. Man.
Tough crowd.
That's a tough error. You got a guy that can fly like that, trying to make the play on the run. Wow.
We'll run the official score. Mike Maddox has finished his conversation. And now with runners on the corners for the Astros and one out, here is Kempinger, who has had a pair of RBI singles.
CJ needs another ground ball hit right at somebody to erase both those infield hits with a double play right here. And a tough rally. Two little dinky ground balls like that.
Inside corner for strike one. 84 pitches, 52 strikes, 32 balls for Wilson. He has not walked a batter. He has struck out 4. And give it up 3 runs on 8 base hits.
I think one thing, Dave, that C. Wilson might work on probably in the offseason is coming up with some kind of a slide step. Quicken up his motion a little bit that he can use to negate the jump good base runners get on him from first base. I think a lot of guys are starting to read CJ pretty well, and his basic motion is just too big.
Well, as hard a work as he is, are you a little bit surprised that he hasn't already developed that?
No, because relief pitchers don't always feel the need to develop that. And we got to remember, this is only the second full season that CJ has been a starter at the major league level. That may not have been a problem for him at the minor league level when he was starting back early in his career. But, relief pitchers, your job is to come in and get hitters out. You don't worry nearly as much about keeping guys close.
Kempinger keeps spraying foul balls around the ballpark. No balls and 2 strikes. And Yoshi Tateyama now beginning to throw out the Ranger bullpen.
Well, CJ's had to throw 86 pitches in the game so far. And part of that's the Astros battling them up there.
Beltre out at second, double play. Rangers turn 2 for the second time. 5-4-3. C.J. Wilson needing a big pitch, got one there to Jeff Kempinger. It is still 3-2 Houston.
Set to play in the bottom of the 5th, and Taylor Teagarden hasn't exactly been tearing it up at the plate, but the most important thing, as you guys know, for a catcher is to play some good defense, and he's definitely been doing that. Says it's important to keep those two aspects of his game separate.
You got to separate it. First and foremost, especially at the big league level, you got to get pitchers through innings, and we've got a lot of quality arms here, and we know that if our starters have good outings, we get a great chance to win. I don't have to depend on my bat as much up here, as opposed to AAA. But there's a lot of good hitters in this lineup, and as we saw last night, we can put runs up early.
And obviously it would be nice for the bats to come along with that, but Taylor says his first priority obviously is to deal with the pitchers. And when he gets more opportunities, as he's gotten back-to-back nights here, he feels like he'll start to come around at the plate as well, guys.
All right, Emily. Well, he singled 2 for 15 now as a Ranger, but as he alluded to, he had some pretty impressive numbers out of AAA, including a 3-home-run game. Teagarden will be followed by Chavez and Kinsler, the bottom half of the 5th inning. 5 base hits so far for the Rangers. Both runs on solo homers. And a big cut and a miss. And Teagarden is the 3rd strikeout victim for Jordan Lyles. 1 gone. Here's Andy Chavez, who bounced to the mound in the 1st inning. I'm interested in your assessment of the American League West at this point. Do you see any teams really able to make a run and make it stick against the Rangers with their offensive advantages over everybody else in the division?
Well, yeah, if the Rangers can't solve a couple of problems, most notably the bullpen, especially late in ball games, closing ball games out, it's going to be a problem. You hate to think you have to score 9 or 10 runs to put people away and put games away, but right now the Rangers are in a situation where they probably feel like they almost have to do that, especially in this ballpark. And I don't think anybody can go head-to-head in the Western Division and bang with the Rangers.
Armas handles this chopper for out number 2.
But Seattle's proven that you don't have to score a whole lot of runs if you have pitching like that. Their pitching is fantastic, and the Angels have a very, very solid pitching staff. And so does Oakland. Oakland's, battling a few things with injuries, and once their staff gets back to where it was, everybody in the Western Division has good starting pitching. The key is who's going to be able to close the games out.
So here's Kinsler with 2 outs. Seattle leading now 5-1 at Washington, bottom of the 8th. Oakland up 7-2 at the Mets in the bottom of the 7th inning. Also bottom of the 7th at Florida. And the Marlins lead the Angels there 3-0.
But I think it's really critical, Dave, that the Rangers in this stretch up to the All-Star break win every series. And that guarantees them no less than 13 wins in the 16 games. Or in the 19 games, I should say. So 13-6 would be a minimum over that span. And I think that's critical for this ball club to really make a statement. And I think if they do that, they're going to put a little bit of ground between themselves and everybody else in the division.
Well, swinging away at 3-0. Kinsler a little bit out in front of that shot. You think psychologically the effect on the 3 teams that are chasing the Rangers, knowing that the Rangers have such a decided offensive advantage?
I'm not sure those teams believe that. I'm not sure with the pitching that all 3 of them possess that they think the Ranger offense is that much of a juggernaut. There's so much of a juggernaut, they can't quiet it down with their pitching. I think that's the way all 3 of them look at it.
Yeah, that is the bottom line, Buzz. Good pitching stops good hitting. And when you throw out Michael Pineda, Hernandez, Vargas, Pfister, Bedard, that's 5 frontline starting pitchers. You have to have a pretty good offense to overcome that pitching. Mm-hmm. Things even out the better the pitching is that you face.
Kinsler at first after the first walk issued by Jordan Lyles tonight.
Great offensive teams don't bomb great pitchers. They bomb the 3rd and 4th starters. Yeah. And then they hope they score enough to beat the really good pitchers, but they don't gain their offensive numbers against those kind of pitchers.
Andrews' ground ball ends in an inning-ending fielder's choice, and as always, enjoy.
By the score of 3-2. And Dave, Tom, we got a world record attempt going on next half inning. Ranger fans attempting a world record. Pat Hammonds of Reliant Energy. What's this all about?
Hey, we're here today. We wanted to promote our new solar energy product on the longest day of the year, the first day of summer. We wanted to have a fun way to get everybody excited. We want to break the world record.
So 30,000 fans next half inning will put on the sunglasses, and that could be a world record. Let's get started. Get the sunglasses out. Put them on. Ranger fans are ready for the world record next half inning. We'll see if it comes down. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate it. Dave.
All right, we're on the precipice of some history here. Just a few minutes away. Carlos Lee grounding out to Beltre to begin the sixth inning. Now, here's Jason Michaels, and strike one to him. He's 0 for 2. Fielder's choice grounder and a strikeout. "90 pitches now for C.J. Wilson."
Yeah, and I don't know that this is a game where C.J. has his best stuff, but he's out there battling, trying to get the Rangers as deeply into the game as he can.
Another hard shot handled by Beltre. He gets the first two here in the sixth.
Well, when CJ's facing right-hand hitters and throws a lot of off-speed pitches, Beltre definitely comes into play, and he has tonight. 3 straight balls hit to him pretty hard. Turned the one in the fifth inning into a big double play, first and third and 1 out. A couple of quick outs here in the sixth inning.
Chris Johnson, who singled his first time up, and last time flied to right. Right in there, 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 runs on 8 hits for the Astros. No errors, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Rangers, 2 errors. The pitch count under control after he threw a lot in the first. 3 ground ball outs to the left side of the infield in the top half of the sixth inning. A very efficient inning for C.J. Wilson. inning brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot worth $1,900 in dinner for two at a Sonic drive-in. And the Rangers tonight are hitting for Lynn Paul from McKinney. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Lynn Paul from McKinney will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Dave Barnett along with Tom Grieve. Bottom of the 6th inning at the ballpark. We'll begin with Josh Hamilton, who singled in the first, lined into an inning-ending double play back in the third. 20-year-old Jordan Lyles making his 5th major league start. Really has had such a remarkable first 5 innings. You'd only want, if you're him, probably 2 pitches back, and those are the ones that resulted in solo homers by Young and Cruz. Lyles, like Josh Hamilton, from the Carolinas. Three-port star at Hartsville High School in South Carolina. Baseball, football, and basketball. 2 balls and a strike to Josh. Hartsville High with a prominent football program. They produced Albert Hainsworth, longtime DL in the National Football League.
I'm glad I wasn't on the line for $100 million plus for Albert Hainsworth. Not to. Doesn't have a whole lot to do with his high school, I guess.
Deep shot right field at the edge of the warning track. Bourgeois is there. And time for our Brown Hand Center great hands. Couple of double plays for the Rangers tonight. Adrian Beltre triggering that one 5-4-3. And a repeat performance there to end the Astro 5th.
A lot of tricky hops to Adrian today. He's handled most of them. One hop by him for a base hit.
So, Tom, should I surmise that you have had bad luck with drafting Albert Hainsworth in fantasy football?
Unfortunately, we do all offense, so he has never been a temptation for anybody in our league to draft. But I can't say much because I drafted Randy Moss last year. So,
ouch.
That was a big ouch.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Jordan Lyles, such a good football player that he had committed to South Carolina as an all-state wide receiver. He had spectacular numbers. 81 catches, about 1,600 yards.
I guess when you think of a pitcher playing football, you probably assume that he was a quarterback.
2-2 curve, grounded slowly to Barmas. And Beltre, the second out here in the 6th. You can follow the Rangers with the MLB.com At-Bat 11 app. Your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text At-Bat to 31826, or you can visit TexasRangers.com for details. 2 outs at the bottom of the 6th. Lyles about to throw only his 75th pitch. And Michael Young sends that one out to right center field. Not deep. Bourne is there. The Rangers go in order. The heart of the order set down by Jordan Lyles. He still leads 3-2. Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. Well, we reach the 7th inning and a bid to enter the Guinness Book of World Records for most sunglass wearers in a given site. They're hoping for 30,000 or more, probably a few more than that at the ballpark tonight. And Nolan Ryan, former President George W. Bush, our own Emily Jones, all contributing to, we'll see if it's
I can't wait to be a part of history, guys.
It just sends a tingle up your spine, doesn't it?
It does.
I wonder what the record is we're going to beat tonight.
I think it's 29,998.
Okay.
It's just a guess, Tom.
Just a guess. Very specific.
Well, Brett Wallace leading off the Astros 7th inning, 0 for 2. He's fly to left and struck out. Wilson about to throw his 97th pitch. And it goes to 1-2 to Wallace.
Well, since he gave up the single to Carlos Lee in the third, there's only been one hit since then. And that was an infield hit by Bourgeois.
Wallace reaching out, sending that one to Moreland, and Wilson covers. 3-1 for the first out of the 7th. Let's check in with Jim Knox.
All right, Dave, time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to be these guys. What is this all about?
We're the Baruda brothers from Irving, Texas, a.k.a. the Morph Men. We sit here in the Ranger Stadium sporadically to just get the fans pumped. Let's go, Rangers!
He's like in the sauna suits tonight. Here's the bag, here's the hat, here's the shirt. Congratulations, progressive fan of the game. Way to go.
No, it's still early. Lot of baseball. Let's go, Rangers!
Yeah, let's go, let's go!
Okay, the usual enthusiastic gathering around Jim Knox.
Won't be long before you see Knoxy in one of those outfits.
That looper out to right field, falls for a base hit in front of Cruz. First hit tonight for Barmas, who was grounded into a double play and fly to center before. Ends a streak of 5 straight ground ball outs induced by Wilson. And Carlos Corporan now steps in, looking to just make some contact here. Put a ball in play. He struck out on 3 pitches in the third and a full count pitch in the 5th. Responsible for half of Wilson's strikeout total of 4. And he sends that one out to Cruz in right. Easy 1 pitch out. And with 2 outs, it'll be back to the top of the order in Jason Bourgeois. Well, at Nationals Park, the Nationals batting in the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing Seattle 5-1, out hit 13-3. So the Mariners will try to improve to 3 games over 500 if they hang on. They'll be 38-35. The Rangers are 39-35. Began the day with only a 1-game lead on Seattle. Backdoor curve for a strike to Bourgeois. He scored their first run after 1-out double back in the 5th. Reached on an infield hit in the 5th. And drives that one for a base hit to the right fielder Cruz. Coming up to get that one shallow in the gap. Second base hit for the Astros here in the 7th. And with 2 outs, first and second, Michael Bourne will be the batter as Mark Lowe begins to throw in the Ranger bullpen.
3 hits tonight for Bourgeois. Came into the game hitting .345. Tough guy to get out right here. Michael Bourne has had a couple of doubles in the game. What I thought was an infield hit in the 5th was ruled an error on Ian. Or he'd have 3 hits now too.
Mike Maddox concluding the meeting. Angels batting top of the 8th at Miami, trailing the Marlins 3-0. The Angels 3 games back of the Rangers entering play tonight. And ball 1 to Bourne, who doubled each of his first 2 trips. Drove in a run, stole a base in the 3rd, and scored. And last time reached on the error charge to Ian Kinsler. Right in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now. The A's at the Mets in New York, by the batting in the bottom of the 8th inning at Citi Field. The A's lead that one 7-2. Two balls and a strike to Bourne. Houston native. Nimitz High School product. University of Houston product. A great Cougar team with the likes of Jesse Crane and Chris Snyder, who go on to the major. A shot on the right side off the mitt of Mitch Moreland. And here comes Farmas around to score to make it 4-2 Astros.
Mitch laid back on that ball to try to play the hop and wasn't able to play the hop. It went by him and allowed the guy from second base to score on it.
That is a base hit and an RBI single for Michael Bourne. Second RBI tonight, 25th of the year. And now both Bourgeois and Bourne have 3 hit nights. Well, they're a collective 6 for 8 at the top of the lineup. They've scored 3 of the 4 Astro runs, and Ron Washington now deciding that that will do it tonight for C.J. Wilson. 107 pitches, 69 strikes, 38 balls. 4 runs allowed on 11 base hits. And not able to get the 3rd out of the 7th inning. But you can hear the appreciation of the crowd here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington as Wilson gives way to Mark Lowe. And we'll take a break with the pitching change here in the 7th inning. A 4-2 lead for Houston. Ron Washington brings in the hard-throwing right-hander Mark Lowe out of Houston for his 23rd appearance of the year.
Mark, the last couple of times, once in Atlanta and then once here, has been throwing really well. His slider looks a little bit better command with his fastball. Really tough in Atlanta.
Low end with runners at first and third. A run in already. 2 outs. And Jeff Keppinger goes after the first pitch. Keppinger also with a multi-hit game. RBI singles in both the first and third innings. Last time up, an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play ball.
And the one role in the bullpen that the Rangers really want Mark to fill is the late inning, hard-throwing right-handed reliever.
Here goes Bourne, and no throw here from Taylor Teagarden. Second stolen base of the night for Bourne, and 32 on the year now, tops of the major leagues. See that wide open stance of Keppinger's. Closes it up, just the ball gets there. That's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. 11 hits for the Astros tonight. 8 have come from these top 3 in the order for Brad Mills. Bourgeois 3, Bourne 3, Keppinger 2. The rest of the lineup has been very quiet. Just off the corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base hit here for Keppinger really makes things tough for the Rangers. They've only produced 2 runs tonight. It took home runs to do that by Young in the second and Cruz in the fourth. Outside again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. These same 2 here tomorrow night, game 2 of this series. Also 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Southwest. Colby Lewis against Brett Myers. The 3-2 pitch might have been outside. Lowe will do it unassisted. 1-U to get the out on what might well have been ball 4 to load the bases. 4-2 Houston. Baseball leagues in your community. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy Youth Baseball programs, go to youthsourcewired.com. Bottom of the 7th, Cruz, Moreland, and Teagarden against Jordan Lyles, 20-year-old rookie making his 5th major league start, the youngest player in the major leagues by a margin of 7 months, younger than the Cubs budding star Starlin Castro. He has allowed only 5 base hits. And the only 2 that have cost him were home runs by Young and Cruz last time up. Nelson hitting 385 feet. His 16th of the year. Astros have out-hit the Rangers tonight 11-5, and here was number 16 for Cruz.
That pitch is a little bit reminiscent of the ball that he had off Joaquin Soria earlier in the season. Curveball down and in. Barely a strike.
Miles taking a little too much time for Cruz. That location and swing you see more on left-handed batters, don't you? Love to drive
I'd say
things
probably
low.
more often.
Cruz waves at strike 3.
Well, he's got good assortment of off-speed pitches. You can't overestimate how experienced he looks for a 20-year-old.
That's his 4th strikeout. Let's check in with Emily.
Guys, you were talking a little bit earlier about the Mitch Moreland home run from last night and some dispute as to exactly how far it went. Ballpark calculations say 455. MLB.com says 472. Mitch is not too concerned about the distance.
So they all count the same, I guess. But I know I hit it well, but you can't tell. There's going to be a few different reports. That's what they said about the one I hit in Tampa, too. So, like I said, it counts.
And the line of the night came from Michael Young last night when I asked him if he was aware that it went 455. And he said, I'm not surprised. That's about how much he weighs.
Oh.
I think he meant a good, solid, muscular boy, right? Not like too many donuts or anything like that.
I join you. I hope that's what he meant.
He does weigh somewhere around 250, 255 pounds, but he doesn't look it. He looks more like he weighs 225 or 230. He's got some strong legs.
Tonight he has taken a couple of opposite field shots, but both of them flagged down by Michaels. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Miles just breezing along. 84 pitches. Only 29 out of the zone. And another strikeout. Corcoran will have to make the throw to complete this one, so he gets Cruz and Moreland, his 4th and 5th of the night, to begin the 7th.
Now, even though his fastball doesn't light up the radar gun, it's sneaky. And when you combine it with his off-speed pitches, he's got plenty of fastball. Rangers aren't having a whole lot of great swings at his fastball. And his slider, his curveball, and his changeup all are solid average to above average pitches right now.
Here's Teagarden tonight. He struck out last time, and he strokes it off the glove of Barmes out to left field. A base hit. A 2-hit night for Taylor. Teagarden aboard with 2 outs for Endy Chavez.
The Raiders really haven't had anything in the way of a rally going. Probably the closest thing was the 3rd inning when Kinsler had a hit, and with 1 out, Hamilton hit the line drive that they turned into a double play. Line shot right at the second baseman. Ball's up and into the gap. It might have been 1st and 3rd and 1 out, but that's really reaching to try to find a rally today. Other than the 2 home runs, they've just had one man on base. No more than 1 man on base at the same time.
Here is Chavez. He's bounced to the mound and grounded out 6-3. Two balls and no strikes. You see the line for Jordan Lyles. First round draft pick. 38th overall in 2008. And just perfectly gets the outside corner at the knees painted there for a strike. 2-1. Yeah, Tom, and talking about getting lots of swings and misses on 89, 90 mile an hour fastballs. It really has kept the Rangers from locking in their timing. It looks like there have been a lot of late swings Fastballs in the high 80s, low 90s. You don't usually see that.
Yeah, most of the bad swings have come on breaking balls out of the strike zone, curveballs and sliders.
Sergio Escalona warming up now in the Houston bullpen as Chavez strikes that one over the head of Bourgeois and off the wall. Teagarden being sent home, and he will score. Chavez safe at third. It's 4-3.
Chavez had to outrun the throw from the outfielder. It went by the cutoff man and was just rolling toward the third baseman. And Indy had to just keep running to outrun it. There's a big hit when you need it. Late in the ball game. Rangers got a little bit of a break. Bourgeois goes back to play this ball off the wall. And when it came by, it went right by him. If he fields it cleanly off the wall, Teagarden doesn't score. But once it gets by him, that allowed the run to score and allowed Chavez to get to third base.
Endy comes up with his second triple of the year and his 7th run batted in. The Rangers' 14th triple. And Endy Chavez is safe at third, safe and secure in New York life. Doug Brocale, now the Astros pitching coach on an interim basis, having taken over for Brad Arnsberg, and they have discussed what to do now with Ian Kinsler. With the tying run now 90 feet away with 2 outs, and the first pitch is way inside. Kinsler is grounded out, singled and walked. Two balls and no strikes. Rangers trying to ignite a late rally. Haven't been too many of those this year. That one really sending Ian leaning back for ball 3.
Well, how he got away out of the way of that pitch. It was certain to hit him in the shoulder.
He takes for ball 4. Second straight walk. The only 2 walks issued by Lyles tonight. And now Elvis Andrus will bat with runners on the corners. Fernando Rodriguez, a right-hander, now up in the Houston bullpen. Left-hander Escalona was up first, and here's Elvis, who was struck out and grounded into a couple of fielders' choices. There's Fernando Rodriguez. Pitch number 96 on the night for Lyles. Misses again. The Rangers this year, when they trail after 6 innings, are 1-25. On the road, they're 0-18. But after trailing 4-2 coming into this bottom half of the 7th inning, well positioned here to take a lead into the 8th. Huge cut and a miss.
Good sinker. Elvis swings over the top of this ball as it gets to the plate. You see the movement on it, brings it down and in. There's a big swing. Now you got to just go back through the middle. Try to put the ball in play. Base hit.
Gets him swinging on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Jordan Lyles strikes out the side of the 7th, but also gives up a run on 2 base hits. Rangers lead 2. It's a 1-run game.
Rangers trailing the Astros 4-3. So Dave and Tom, did it happen? Did the Ranger fans set a world record for most sunglasses worn at dark? Danny Gurton Jr. with Guinness Book of World Records on hand. Did they do it?
I'm very pleased to say that the 424 people behind here helped everyone here tonight set a new Guinness World Record title for Reliant Energy. We welcome them into the Guinness World Records family.
I saw a new world record, huh? There we go. All right, Danny, appreciate it. Thanks for the time. And man, had a very nice looking suit. Very nice. Thank you, Danny. Very good. Thank you, sir.
All right, so it did turn out to be an historic occasion. Those sunglass wearers in the dark. Mark Lowe came on to get the last out of the 7th inning. Behind Carlos Lee here, 2 balls and no strikes, beginning the 8th. And he gets him to pop it up out into shallow right field. Cruz coming in. And Carlos Lee now 1 for 4. In Washington, D.C. tonight, the Rangers got some amazing help from the Nationals. They came into the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing the Seattle Mariners 5-1. They came up with 5 runs to win it 6-5.
Wow.
A Ramos home run, the game winner, his 6th of the year.
I'm sure that was against Brandon League, who
they knocked him out.
Wow, he's been a pretty good closer.
Yeah, David Pauly came in and he took his first loss of the year, now 4-1 with a 112 earned run average.
Wow, what a comeback. Now the Rangers have to take care of business right here.
Michael Kirkman now getting up out the Rangers bullpen. So the lead will be no less than 1 game for the Rangers in the West. Cruz into the gap for out number 2. Mark Lowe retiring all 3 Astros he's faced. And here's Chris Johnson. He is 1 for 3, a single back in the 2nd. Houston still out hitting the Rangers 11-7. Rangers have committed the only 2 errors in the game. Both teams have left 5 men on base. Workman continues to loosen. We have the Home Depot presents doing more on defense. Tom, how about this throw from Teagard?
Well, it was quick, and he had a lot on it. And it was right on the money. Not surprising coming from Taylor, the way he's been throwing.
First ball hitting, another scorcher, handled bare hand style by Beltre.
Wow.
That is 3 for the highlight reel tonight for Adrian. Mark Lowe retires the side of the 8th on just 6 pitches. this summer. All skills baseball camp for ages 7 to 13. Baseball mini camp for ages 5 to 6. And Rangers Fit, teaching proper exercise techniques in 5 fun sessions for ages 7 to 18. Visit TexasRangers.com/camps for details. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, where in the bottom of the 8th, the Astros make a pitching change. What a night for 20-year-old Jordan Lyles. In just his 5th major league start, he went 7 innings, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits. He struck out 6, including the side in the 7th inning, and walked only 2. And he gives way to Sergio Escalona.
That was an impressive outing for Jordan Lyles. We loved the way he finished off. 1-run lead, couple of men on, walked Kinsler, and then came back and struck out Elvis.
One of many areas in which the Astros are struggling this year, the bullpen. Lefty here for Escalona. And ball 1 to Hamilton, who singled his first time up. Has lined into a double play and lined out to right. Escalona, 26 years of age, out of Venezuela. Before this year, his only major league experience happened with the Phillies in 2009 in 14 games that year. And last year, back at Double-A in the Phillies system. Neftali Feliz now throwing along with Michael Kirkman in the Ranger bullpen. A rocket off the bat of Hamilton. We are tied.
Not so much for the lefty-lefty matchup. Tried to sneak a fastball by him, and it didn't quite get by him.
Number 6 on the year for Josh Hamilton, and he makes it a 4-4 ball game.
Trying to throw it away, but he threw it in. And that difference probably cost him a run right there. Throw it away, who knows? Maybe he hits it out to left field. But we know what happened when he threw it in.
A vicious line drive and almost landed in the upper deck. Pitching change, bottom of the 8th. More blown saves than any other team in the National League. Sergio Escalona threw only 4 pitches, and Hamilton tied the game On a 2-1 blast, his 6th of the year. Fernando Rodriguez now takes over and tries to keep it even.
The Astros have to be leading the league, and Rodriguez is in their pitching staff. They have 3 of them. Fernando Rodriguez.
This one sending Michael Bourne back, but he holds it in front of the track.
Signed as a minor league free agent. Came up with the Angels. He's had 20 strikeouts in 13 innings, so he's been throwing the ball pretty well.
The Astros have Ywandy Rodriguez, Nuri Rodriguez. This is Fernando Rodriguez. He'll face Michael Young now. Michael got the Rangers on the board with the leadoff home run back in the 2nd, his 4th of the year. He is struck out looking and fly to center. Angels last chance at Florida. They put up a run in the top half of the 9th inning. They trailed the Marlins 5-1. Toward the hole. Backhanded by Barmas. The throw not in time.
That's a great try by Barmas. He really hustled after that ball, got rid of it as quickly as he could. But once it hopped, it slowed down. That allowed Michael to get the infield hit. Nice try, though. He comes around the ball, fields it, fires it. Once it hits the grass, it kind of pops up, hits the dirt, pops up. And ultimately, Michael's able to beat it out.
So a 2-hit night for Michael Young. He represents the go-ahead run on with 1 out here in the 8th, and here is Cruz. He's grounded out, homered, and struck out. Angels with another run in the top of the 9th, now trailing the Marlins 5-2 as the Marlins try to end their 11-game losing streak. The Angels 3 games back of the Rangers. And the other game involving the American League West, the A's at the Mets, and Oakland leads that one 7-3. Mets batting bottom of the 9th. But the story of the night in the division, a 5-run bottom of the 9th for Washington to overcome Seattle. That one hits Cruz, and he is down in a heap.
That hit him on it looked like the inside of it, near the elbow, inside of his arm near the elbow. I bet you his arm is numb right now.
Ron Washington, trainer Kevin Harmon out.
Maybe it was his wrist. He'll try and stay in the game. Yep, it hit him in more in the wrist than the elbow.
This should show it.
Kind
of looked like the elbow.
I think it hit the other hand, though. It looks like it hits his left elbow.
Yes, you're right.
I think it went by him.
Yes.
And hit his other hand, didn't it?
Yep, it went under the left elbow.
Yeah, that's why I thought it hit his elbow. Sneaks underneath the elbow and hit his hand. Wow. Right above his hand.
Right there in the forearm. Great shot there. And the fans unloading a little bit here on Fernando Rodriguez after putting Cruz on. Michael Young moving up to second base. And we'll take a break for another pitching change here at the ballpark. A 4-4 tie. Fernando Abad coming in. New Fox Sports app with live scoring, video, and all the latest on your Rangers is free. It's on iTunes right now. And the game right now is 25-year-old left-handed reliever Fernando Abad out of La Romana in the Dominican Republic. He inherits a 4-4 tie, 1 out. Michael Young at second, Nelson Cruz at first, and Mitch Moreland will be the batter in a lefty-lefty matchup.
Well, the Rangers have Felice warmed up and ready to go. I'm not sure if Ron will bring him into a tie game. He might at home. Probably wouldn't do that on the road, but you might at home. If the Rangers can get a base hit from Mitch and take the lead, he'll definitely be in the game. Got a couple of shots at it, too. Only 1 out.
Games this year in the Houston column, when they are tied after 8 innings, they are only 3-37. That one high and foul off to the left. The Rangers got a run here. The Astros are just 2-43 when they trail after 8. Mitch tonight, 2 flies to the opposite field out to left. Last time up he struck out. A chance to deliver a go-ahead run here with 2 on, only 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Abad to the plate. And this is with the breaking ball, 1-1. Abad, the 4th Astro pitcher tonight. 20-year-old Jordan Lyles lasted 7 innings. Very impressive. 3 runs on 7 hits. Struck out 6, walked 2. The Astros have pitched all here in the 8th. And that breaking ball just outside. 2 balls and a strike. Sergio Escalona started the 8th. Gave up a home run to Josh Hamilton on the 2-1 pitch to tie the game. Had a pop-up on the right side of the infield here, and it is Keppinger with the infield fly rule. Here's out number 2. Now it'll be up to Taylor Teagarden.
I think that was the kind of curveball that is a slow curveball. You're the hitter, you see the spin, and you anticipated that it's going to curve out over the plate. That one never did. Just stays up and in, and just kind of got in on him and tied him up for a little blooper.
Ron Washington will pinch hit Yorvit Torrealba here for Taylor Teagarden. Although Taylor had one of the best nights any Ranger had tonight, a single. His first time up, struck out his second, then singled and scored back in the 7th. But Yorvit Torrealba swinging a very hot bat of late. Should be rested after having been given a couple of days to recover from showing signs of dehydration in the middle of the series at Atlanta over the weekend.
How about a new pitcher?
How about a new pitcher? This will be their 4th pitcher in the 8th inning. It is right-hander Anario Del Rosario. So another break. We'll see if the Rangers get a lead here in the 8th. the fifth Astro pitcher of the night, the fourth in the eighth inning alone, and Mario Del Rosario, 6'2", 25 years of age, from the Dominican Republic. And you see his numbers. He has not pitched since last Wednesday against the Pirates. Into that game with a 3-2 lead in the sixth, blew the save, allowed 3 runs on the 3 hits in an inning. Del Rosario here to face the pinch hitter Yorvit Torrealba. Yorvit is a .447 hitter in his last 11 games. Goes after a pitch in on the fist for strike one. His average has come up 50 points from 208 to 258 in this 11-game span. Base hit here. Michael Young, the go-ahead run out at second base. Cruz at first. Broken bat into the glove of Barmes.
A little higher, would have looped right into left field. Didn't hit it very hard, but needed to get a little bit higher.
As the Rangers tie the game, Josh Hamilton on a 2-1 pitch from Sergio Escalona makes it 4-4 as we head to the ninth. Runs on the board. Michael Young, opposite field, leading off the second inning, his fourth of the year. Nelson Cruz with 2 outs of the fourth sends that one into the seats in left field. Andy Chavez with an RBI triple, scoring Teagard back in the seventh, and in the eighth inning, another home run, another solo shot. Josh Hamilton leading off the inning against Sergio Escalona, forging a 4-4 tie. And here's Neftali Feliz to work the top half of the ninth inning for the Rangers.
Well, Neffy, the last couple of times out, has thrown the ball really well, too. Much better command of his stuff. Pretty good breaking balls occasionally. But the thing he really has to do is locate his fastball. If he does that, then he usually has a pretty good time.
0-1 pitch to Wallace. Lefty has worked 2 scoreless innings with 4 strikeouts in his last 2 outings, Friday and Saturday in Atlanta.
It's nice to see him get the swing and misses at the fastball, too. That's important.
Those were missing for a while.
And the other thing that's been consistent has been his velocity. There's times early in the year he'd come in and throw 92, 93. But pretty much the last few times out, it's been 95 to 98.
The National League has done almost nothing to Feliz in interleague play. He has a 1.64 ERA, 12 outings, 8 for 8 in save opportunities, coming in with 8 2/3 scoreless innings in his last 9 appearances against the NL. And a 97-mile-an-hour heater right past Brett Wallace. It's 2-2. Gets him again, high heat.
Well, that's great to see. 3 swings and misses at mid or upper 90s fastballs. One's got to go get the ball. There we go.
Swing and a miss, even better at a pitch out of the strike zone.
Good high heat.
So here's the first out in the top of the 9th for the Astros. Brings up the shortstop, Clint Barmas, who singled and scored in the 7th inning. Putting Houston up 4-2 at that point. And again, Feliz staying way up in the zone. That letter high fastball well in front of Barmas. Right-handed hitters against Feliz are just 207 for the year, 6 for 29. Lefties, 186. The 1-1 pitch, pop foul, back out of play. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Angels have fallen at Florida. 5-2 the final, and the Marlins, under 80-year-old interim manager Jack McKeon, and their 11-game losing streak.
Well, he's probably smoking a cigar right about now.
How about that? 80 years of age. But obviously a very well thought out figure there in Florida.
Yeah.
The 1-2, a little bit low, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Barmas.
It's very unlikely that Jack McKeon would manage again next year. It's just for the rest of this year as they look to see who their manager would be next year. But we all hope at 80 years old we're capable of being that alert to manage a Major League Baseball team. That's pretty impressive.
No kidding.
1 year, 1 day, no matter what it is.
Well, he steered them to victory tonight. The 2-2 pitch popped up. Should be an easy play in foul territory for Moreland, and he squeezes out number 2. So, 2 outs for the catcher Carlos Corporan, who has struck out twice and flied to right. 12 pitches for Feliz to get the first 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Big final for the Rangers tonight. Washington beating Seattle 6-5 with a 5-run bottom of the 9th inning. So the Rangers will be no worse than still a game up in the West if they can put together a rally, get a come from behind victory here. It'll be 2 games over Seattle, 4 over the Angels. The A's won tonight at Citi Field over the Mets 7-3. That is 6 straight wins for Oakland. Well, Feliz living in the high 90s here. That went at 98 miles an hour. So as of this minute, there's your American League West. 0-2 pitch called strike 3 at 98 again. 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 ninth. Chavez, Kinsler, and Andrews in the bottom of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth, and Anario Del Rosario, who got the final out of the eighth inning and a line drive to the shortstop off the bat of pinch hitter Yorvit Torrealba to leave runners at first and second, will face Chavez, Kinsler, and Andrews in the bottom half of the ninth inning. As the Rangers try to pull off a rally in the game in which they trail 4-2 headed to the bottom of the seventh inning.
Well, you got a good man up here right now. It's your ninth place hitter, but he might as well be your leadoff hitter. Chavez had a nice little season for the Rangers. Had a triple his last time up, so you got Chavez, then Kinsler, Andrus. Three guys that should be able to generate some base runners.
And he's showing bunt before taking strike one. Games in which the Rangers are tied after 8 complete. This year they are 3-7, 2-5 on the road. The Astros, games in which they are tied after 8, have won 5 out of 6.
What do you think? Minnesota's hot? They've won 7 straight. They scored 8 runs in the first inning against the Giants, according to the scoreboard. Wow. They're the best team in baseball right now.
Yes, an 8-run top half of the first. Good night.
Well, we don't need 8. We're just looking for 1 right here.
Up the middle, Barmas. 1 out of the Ranger ninth. 8 runs on 9 hits in the first inning. Can't remember a better start for a team. That's Minnesota out at San Francisco. And let's welcome John Radigan.
Hey, Dave and Tom, it's good to talk to you. We're out here on the Rangers Live set, getting ready for Rangers Live, and just wondering what that walk-off win is going to look like. Whatever it looks like, we'll show it to you and have lots of post-game reaction to it. Okay, we're still keeping our fingers crossed that it will be a walk-off win for the Rangers, and we'll have it all for you after the game on Rangers Live, guys.
All right, we'll look forward to that. There's strike one to Ian Kinsler, who has reached his last 3 trips after grounding out to begin the game. He has singled and walked twice. Kinsler and then Andrews against Anario Del Rosario in the bottom of the ninth inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Big cut and he fouls it off his leg. 1 and 2. That may take a moment to walk off.
Del Rosario is the kind of pitcher that will get a right-hander to do that frequently because his ball sinks and tails into a right-hand hitter. There's you're a lot more apt to hit on top of the ball and drive the ball down towards your foot against a guy like this, a sinker ball pitcher.
July 19th, 2009. Kinsler trying to repeat that feat here. Well, a foul chop keeps it 1-2. Rangers at first place 25 consecutive days. With the loss by the Mariners, it'll go to 26. Texas in one-run games this year, only 8-12. And a called strike 3. Throws him with a slider. 2 outs in the ninth.
It's one of those breaking balls that doesn't break a lot. Didn't throw it where he wanted to, but he brought it back just enough to catch the inside corner.
So Del Rosario has retired all 3 Ranger batters he has faced, and here's an 0 for 4 Elvis Andrus, and he goes right after the first pitch and pops it well back. Elvis has struck out twice, his first and most recent times up. 2 of the 6 for the starter Jordan Lyles. Lyles and C.J. Wilson tonight, both settling for no decisions. This game in the hands of the bullpen for the last couple of innings, and that is in there for strike 2. If Elvis can get on, Josh Hamilton would be next. Just off the plate. Josh, a 2-hit night, a single in the first and a game-tying home run off Sergio Escalona leading the 8th. CJ tonight, 6 2/3 innings, 4 runs on 11 hits. He struck out 4, did not walk a batter. Since then, the Ranger relievers, Lowe and Feliz, have been perfect. They've retired 7 straight. Huge cut and a miss. 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 ninth inning for Del Rosario. Rangers 4, Astros 4, headed for extras. Beef jerky. Feed your wild side. And we are in extra innings at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington tonight. Dave Barnett along with Tom Reed. A 4-4 tie. Neftali Feliz, who threw only 15 pitches in a 1-2-3 ninth with 2 strikeouts. He'll come on to face the top of the order here in the 10th.
The top of the order has been tough, Dave.
They have been the whole story.
8 hits for the first 3 guys in the lineup.
Jason Bourgeois doubled and scored in their 2-run third, reached on an infield hit in the 5th, and singled in the 7th. Curve misses high. Next up, Michael Bourne has 3 hits tonight, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and has scored 2. Jeff Keppinger also 2 hits, both RBI singles. And the rest of the Astro lineup together has a total of 3 hits. The only one that made a difference, a home run by Clint Barmas in the bottom of the 7th. Or top of the 7th. This shot high and carrying toward the corner. Cruz runs out of room. And it is 2-2. And home run by Barmas in the 7th made it 3-2. Rangers came back on the 8th inning home run by Josh Hamilton. That has pushed this game now into the 10th inning. Feliz at 99 miles an hour. Tom, this is about as good as he ever looked last year.
Yeah, he's the last 3 times he's back to pretty much the way he looked last year. I think he's more confident. He's aggressive, and he's throwing more strikes. Better location with his fastball. I think he's had probably more swings and misses the last 3 times out than he did maybe the 7 or 8 times out before that. That's nice to see. Shows he's got good life on his fastball.
21 pitches so far, 15 strikes, 6 balls. Two-two pitch just misses at 98. And it's a full count now for the speedy Bourgeois. Pretty close, working him away. Sharp ground ball. Handled by Ian Kinsler. 1 out in the 10th inning.
Well, fortunately, that was a hard hit ball. Ranger infielder had a chance to get it to first base before Bourgeois could beat it out, because he can get down the line quickly.
So that'll bring up Bourne, who has reached all 4 trips tonight. Those 3 hits we told you about, and on an error charge to Kinsler back in the 5th inning. He has scored twice, stolen his 31st and 32nd bases of the year, tops in the majors.
And the error was a tough error. He had to charge the ball because of Bourne's speed. Couldn't make the play. The scorekeeper's decision, but it's one of those that could have gone either way.
Mark Lowe came on to get the final out of the 7th inning. He retired all 4 batters he faced. Feliz has retired all 4 that he has faced. Just about everything now between 97 and 99 miles an hour.
With pretty good location. He's missing where he wants to miss.
Line drive to center. Chavez comes in to make the running catch.
Bourne has had some good at-bats in this game, boy. He's got a nice short swing. Not any wasted motion, a quick bat, good athlete. He really looks good tonight. Hits his ball hard.
Endy with a great read on that one right off the bat. 2 gone. And here's Jeff Keppinger. RBI single in the 1st and again in the 3rd. For the veteran second baseman is also grounded into a double play and bounced to the mound.
Well, Neftali is trying to work in his breaking ball. He hasn't had much success throwing it for a strike, but he's still working on it. He's thrown 4 or 5 of them, so he's not just going only with his fastball. He's trying to work that breaking ball in. There's been that fastball. Good movement, good location.
There's some sinking action on that one at 97. In the Ranger 10th, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Hamilton, Beltre, and Young. Sharp ground ball past the diving Mitch Moreland, and a base hit for Keppinger, their first base runner since the 7th inning, and the first base hit off of Neftali Feliz.
And someone might say, well, boy, they didn't have the first baseman guarding the line in that with 2 outs and nobody on. Didn't have to. Watch where Nelly Cruz is playing. Nelly Cruz is guarding the line himself right down the right field line. Couldn't get a double anyway. Playing him way over toward right field. And once that ball gets by Moreland, the first thing in your mind is it's in the corner for an extra base hit. But Nelly was playing way over.
No doubles allowed works. It holds Keppinger to a 2-out single. Here is Carlos Lee, the DH, 1 for 4. Single back in the 3rd. .30 pitches now for Feliz. Trying to get the last out here in the 10th inning. And Ron Washington hoping that he's spending these pitches in a game that will eventually earn him a victory. Because you would think at least a day or 2 of rest will have to follow this. But the results very encouraging.
And I guess the thing that works in the schedule, Dave, is he probably won't be able to pitch tomorrow. But Thursday's an off day, so there's your second day.
Rangers, after this 3-game series, take Thursday off, host the Mets for 3 over the weekend, then down to Houston next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is a rocket that is foul down the left field line.
You don't have to worry about our ball girls with when a ball goes down there. They will catch it.
Wow, how about that?
Those girls can play.
She had it all the way.
If she didn't, the guy behind her did.
Now that guy behind her has it. 2-1 pitch. How to play the other way, and it's 2-2 to Lee. Crowd now with 2 strikes. Rising up behind Neftali Feliz. 33,533 on hand tonight. Outside at 99 and a full count.
We wanted that to be the last pitch. He put everything he had into that pitch. Just threw it a little bit outside.
Pop up into shallow right field. Cruz is there. Josh Hamilton will lead off the Ranger 10th. Here's what happened last time up, leading the 8th inning against Sergio Escalona. He's the reason we're in extras. Young. 4 runs on 12 hits, no errors, 6 left for the Astros. 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, 7 left for the Rangers. And Bel Rosario, the 5th Houston pitcher of the night, on since the 8th inning. He got the final out of the 8th, retired the side in order in the 9th, including strikeouts of both Kinsler and Andrews. First pitch wide to Hamilton. 2 for 4-9 for Josh. Tying the game on the 4th pitch at the bottom of the 8th. Off of Sergio Escalona, the lefty-lefty matchup. 6th home run, 32nd run batted in. Center field. Bourne with room right in front of the wall. No doubt in Michael Bourne's mind that that was going to be playable, and knew exactly where it was coming down. A few feet to the left of the 404 sign.
I think Josh hit that ball a little bit toward the end of the bat, and that's the movement that Escalona has on his sinker. That's really the purpose of the sinker, to make the ball move so the hitter doesn't hit it on the good part of the bat. And even though Josh hit that ball a long way, he didn't get all of it. Outfielder is playing a little deeper than normal.
Adrian Beltre, 3 ground outs and a fly to center. He will not get cheated on anything he swings at this inning. Down 0-2. After a couple of pitches looked in each case to be out of the strike zone.
And I think when you get in a situation like this, the hitters probably more so than earlier in the game are thinking one swing of the bat.
Line drive to left. Michaels comes in a couple of steps. 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 10th, and now here's Michael Young.
That's a ball you generally wouldn't have to come in for.
Michael got the Rangers on the board, a leadoff 2nd inning home run. Number 4 on the year. Also reached an infield single back in the 8th. And a base hit to left field. 3-hit night for Young. The winning run at first base with 2 outs in the 10th for Nelson Cruz. Cruz tonight has also gone deep. Solo shot in the 4th, his 16th of the year. This off of the 20-year-old starter Jordan Lyles. Breaking ball with a lot of snap to it. But Cruz able to drop that bad head down on a pitch that ended up about knee-high in the inside corner. His 16th home run of the year. He's also been hit by a pitch and reached to the 8th inning. With Neftali Feliz having thrown 34 pitches in his 2 innings, Yoshinori Tateyama throwing in the Ranger bullpen in case there is an 11th. Cruz laying off that pitch in the dirt, 1-1.
Yoshinori is starting to get some opportunities in key moments in games now, pitching in close games late in the game. When he first got here, he kind of got broken into the big leagues in comfortable games. Now he's pitching not just in meaningful games, but meaningful parts of the games.
1-2 to Cruz. If there is an 11th, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters will be due up for the Astros. Jason Michaels, Chris Johnson, and Brett Wallace. They are combined 1 for 12 tonight. 5 pitches for the Astros, 3 for the Rangers. Lyles went 7 innings, 3 runs on 7 hits. Escalona, Rodriguez, Abad, and Del Sario since the 8th. And combined, they have allowed 1 run on 3 base hits. They have not struck out a batter. Wilson, Lowe, and Feliz tonight have not walked a batter. They've combined for 6 strikeouts. No walks. 2-2 to Cruz.
Very nice play by Corcoran right there. The winning run at first base.
Crowd rising up here, and the 2-2 pitch. He went around, couldn't check the swing, and that ends the Ranger 10th inning. Third strikeout for Del Sario. We go to the 11th, still 4-4. By Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. Rangers 4, Astros 4. Into the 11th, Yoshi Tateyama takes over after 2 outstanding innings by Neftali Feliz, allowing only 1 base hit, striking out 2, not walking anybody. Mark Lowe before Feliz went an inning and a third. Perfect relief for C.J. Wilson. CJ at 6 2/3, allowed 4 runs on 11 base hits, and now here is Yoshi for the 14th time this year.
One thing he'll do is he'll definitely throw strikes. He hasn't walked anybody in 14 1/3. He can throw all his pitches for strikes. His breaking ball, his changeup, his fastball. He's not obviously overpowering. He's a very slightly built right-hander, but got a lot of moxie out there. He's been around a long time in Japan as a successful late inning guy. He knows what he's doing out there.
Age 35. First up, Jason Michaels. And a strike in the outside corner. Michaels is 0 for 4. 2 grounders, a strikeout. Last time up, he lined out to Cruz in right field. Chris Johnson next, and then Brett Wallace due up.
That's a frustrating feeling for a hitter. He sneaks a fastball on the outside corner, and then whoops. Looks like that one's never going to get to home plate.
Too good to pass up, though. The 0-2. Held off on that one. Well, if the Rangers win, they will do so in walk-off fashion. That has happened only once so far this year. Center field, Chavez drifting back just a few steps for the first out. So Michaels 0 for 5, and here's the third baseman Johnson. Singled his first time up. Since then, he's flat out and twice grounded out. Astros in extra innings this year, 1-2. The Rangers are 2-4. Most recently, of course, in the second game of the 3-game series at Atlanta on Saturday, the game that had the 2-hour 15-minute rain delay. The Rangers won that one in 10-5-4. Floating in at 70 miles an hour for a strike. 1-1.
One of the reasons he could be tough to hit for a right-hand hitter, you don't see many guys like this. He's not a traditional guy. And even sidearm pitchers don't usually throw a breaking ball that slow. It's more of a sweeping slider, several miles an hour faster than that. It really works for Tadayama.
Hope to get him looking there just off the plate. 2-2.
Looked like a good call. Looked like a little bit outside. Close, but a little bit outside.
Just able to check his swing. And the count now full to Johnson.
Pretty nice job of laying off that pitch. That would have struck out a lot of guys.
The 3-2 pitch lifted down the right field line. Cruz runs out of room, ready to try a sliding shoestring catch. A long run, but just a foul ball. And another 3-2 pitch coming. This is the third extra inning game out of the last 6 for the Rangers. We mentioned the win Saturday at Atlanta. 2 games before that, final game of the series at Yankee Stadium went 12, and the Rangers lost that one 3-2. And there was the first walk by a Ranger pitcher tonight.
First one by Tadayama this year.
First baseman Brett Wallace.
So the Astros with 1 out have the go-ahead run on here in the top half of the 11th, and Brett Wallace 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts.
And here's the. Go ahead, Dave.
Just ended 0 for 16, trying to end that here.
Yeah, the key matchup right here for Tadayama, the one left-hand hitter he's going to have to face.
First pitch low to Wallace. Wallace, first round pick by the Cardinals, 2008, out of Arizona State. He's bounced around a little bit since then. He's been a highly coveted prospect for a number of organizations. That one floating in at 71 for a strike, and it's 1-1. Wallace for the Sun Devils as a sophomore, Pac-10 Player of the Year, won the Triple Crown and repeated next year as a junior. High pop will sail into the seats, and it's 1-2. The Colorado Rockies went after Wallace and acquired him at the 09 deadline in the trade that sent Matt Holliday to St. Louis. Astros got him at the deadline last year from Toronto. And Wallace, in his major league debut season, ended up getting into 51 games. Line drive, left field, coming on to make the catch is Hamilton.
Oh, a hard hit ball. Sinking line drive. Great jump by Josh. Excellent instincts to make that play. Well hit ball. Looked like a base hit off the bat. But he hit it hard enough to or went far enough for Josh to come in and make that nice play.
He doesn't make that catch. It's at best runners on first and second with 1 out. Instead, 2 outs. Johnson back at first. And Barmas will be the batter. Veteran shortstop 1 for 4 tonight. He singled and scored in the 7th inning. That made it 4-3. But the Rangers tied it on the Hamilton home run in the 8th inning. And that has been the last run pushed across for either team. Astros now have right-hander Mark Melanson warming up in their bullpen. They've used 4 of their 7 out there, and Michael Kirkman loosening up for the Rangers. Tateyama, the 4th Texas pitcher of the night.
If Melanson comes in, first guy he's going to face is Mitch Moreland. He launched that 470-foot home run off him last night.
The Ranger bullpen has taken some heat this year, and they have, as a group, performed below par, but not tonight. 3 1/3 innings, shutout relief, allowing only 1 base hit. That's in there for a strike at the knees, and it's 1-2.
He's painting that outside corner right at the knees.
A lot of 33,000 plus still here and being heard. 33,533 the attendance tonight. In the Ranger 11th, bottom third of the orders, Tom said Moreland, then Torrealba and Chavez will be due up. And the 1-2 pitch blooped out into short right. Making the catch is Ian Kinsler. Tateyama retires the side with a walk. And now Moreland, Torrealba, and Chavez will try to end it. Rangers ballpark in Arlington. Dave Fardette and Tom Grieve. A game that has been 4-4 since the 8th inning. And And Mitch Moreland, who hit another tape measure shot in the first game of this series last night. Holding it halfway up in the upper porch out in right field. So he leads off here against Anario Del Rosario. And hits the first pitch deep. Going upper deck. Rangers win it.
Nobody get hurt now.
With his 10th home run of the year, his first career walk-off home run, and the Rangers come from behind to win it in 11 innings, 5-4.
You know, Del Rosario has a good sinker, and he had done a nice job for a couple of innings keeping it down, but that one flattens out, belt high, inside half of the plate, and when that happens, and you're facing a guy like Mitch Moreland, you can be in trouble.
Picture book swing, a landing in the upper deck, and the Rangers have their second walk-off win of the 2011 season. And not a minute too soon, because radar shows there is some big weather headed this way.
Yeah, fans. I hope the fans can get out to their cars before it gets here.
Well, a joyous scene at home plate awaiting Mitch Moreland as the Rangers get the victory and improve to 40-35. And let's check in with Jim Knox with Mitch Moreland.
All right, thank you, Dave. Mitch, coming up in a situation like that, game winner in the 11th, what were you looking for? What pitch?
A fastball early, and I got a pitch up and was able to get the barrel to it, and that way we can go ahead and go home.
Yeah, thank you very much on that one. Talk about how this team really battled back tonight. The rookie did a nice job for the Astros, pitching all the way through. Hamilton gets the game-tying home run in the 8th, and you get the game winner.
Yeah, he threw good for them, you know, kept us off balance, and we were able to battle back and tie it up and, you know, pushed it long enough so we can get the win.
All right, your first career game winner, how's it feel?
It feels great.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the big night. Dave?
All right, Jim Knox. Rangers win it 5-4, pick up a game on both Seattle and the Angels. The lead is now 2 full games in the American League West. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. New Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Citibank. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Let's send it to John Radigan.
All right, Dave.